Steve.
Afternoon, fellas. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What is up?
All right, awesome. I just had a question about a potential deal. So I contacted this woman about a month and a half ago, and I think it might be a good deal. I think it's in a pre-probate situation. Long story short, her husband died, and the house is still in her husband's name, and she's looking to sell it and get rid of it because of old memories type of thing. She just kind of wants it gone, and she was going to sell it to the current renters that are in there, but she had a deal with them that they would give, I think it was like 2 months in advance to basically pay out the house, and she can move on. But they haven't been receptive in any of her, I guess. Okay.
So let me get this straight. They want the house, they just don't want to pay for it, right?
Yeah, they want to do
way,
it, but they haven't really gone ahead and tried to actually do it.
Yeah,
and so this woman wants to just get rid of it and be like, if these guys don't want it, they're not really too serious about it. I just want to go ahead and sell it.
So which you can say which state you're in.
I'm in Rhode Island.
Okay. We've had this situation so many times. Oh, the tenant's going to buy the house. They
never
the tenant ain't going to get financing. Okay.
I
will tell you this all the time on this. So obviously this is a house she rents out.
Yeah, and I don't think it's I think it's an under the table type of situation. Not 100% sure.
I've dealt with thousands of people like this. So this is typically someone that shouldn't be a landlord, just so you know, and they're going to fall in the tired landlord category because they're very empathetic to all their tenants' needs, and they run at a dime when they ever have to do a repair. If the tenant's late, they buy their story every time, and then at the end, the tenant's like, every tenant goes like this: "Hey, why don't I just buy it from you?" And usually they give them a smoking deal, and they never take any action. They don't go try to figure out if they can get qualified for financing or anything like that. So I will tell you, you've reached the perfect point, because she's probably at her tipping point. She's like, I just know what to do. They won't buy it. I'm stuck there. They're inconsistent renters. I'm not really making any money on this deal. I just want to move on with my life. And this is where you come in. So when you said it's a pre-probate, explain that to me.
The reason why I said that is because it's not, the house is not in her name at all. So she needs to find the will, which she was looking for, but she recently got injured and her husband was in the military. So they had people like from the VA come and help out. Yeah. And they moved all her stuff, and now she can't find it.
So who passed away? Was it her husband?
Right. Yeah, that was her husband. So
how
I don't
long
know
ago was it?
That was last year.
It should, so with her being the spouse, this should be pretty clear cut, even without a will. Unless kids come out of the family woodwork. So where are you at with her right now?
I was actually going to call her back tomorrow to see where she's at on finding the will, because I wasn't 100% sure if she needs to go through the process or the probate process in order for me to help her sell the house.
So the easiest way to get the correct information is reach out to a title company either you do business with or have some sort of history with that you're comfortable working with, because they'll tell you, okay, here's what she needs to do. I'm not a lawyer. I don't even pretend to be. I usually give these problems for somebody else to solve. So is her name on the deed?
I don't think so. I think it's just her husband.
So you're going to need advice from a title company and have them look at the title, at the deed, and just all spouses have some sort of rights. They just don't get kicked to the curb. The fact she loses a will is a little concerning because it's a very sensitive legal document. But because then the question is, does she really have the legal authority to enter into an agreement with you? And based on what you told me, she kind of doesn't. From everything you're telling me, has she discussed any numbers with you?
No, but we've discussed the condition of the house. Haven't really seen any numbers, but from what I was looking at for like an approximate ARV for that house was about $370,000.
Okay.
And I think it needs maybe about $35,000 from what she was saying. Mostly cosmetic and, typical making everything nice after renters. Yeah. She also said it needs a new septic too.
Do you think she's going to be motivated enough to give you a good deal on it? It sounds like it. If you took care of the tenants and did everything and just took it over in its current condition, or is she going to go for full retail? She wants it on MLS.
I feel like it could kind of go either way. It still sounds like she's kind of a bit savvy in real estate. She used to do something similar to this when she was younger. So I could kind of go either way depending on how much.
So here's what I would do. I would figure out an offer that makes sense for the property in its current condition and test her motivation out. Because in my opinion, if she's not motivated, you have to jump through a lot of hurdles to get this deal to the finish line. You're going to have a good probate attorney. You're going to have a great title company. You're going to have a lot of help, and you can't give this information if she doesn't want to do a deal with you. with you. Like I'm just trying to protect your time, because if you give her all these ideas, she's going to just cut you out and figure it out on her own. So find out if you can get the right offer. Her tenants couldn't buy it. Find out what offer, she gave them, and say, listen, here's the offer I can make. And then what I'll do is I'll buy it with the tenant. I'll give them time to move out. I will seek out the probate attorney, and we'll find the correct way to do this. The reality is she can't sell that property to anybody. There's no clear title path. So she's going to have to jump through these hoops. Does she want to do it herself, or does she want someone like you or me to help her out? That's the question. Because if you give her the blueprint how to do everything and she's not motivated, she's going to take your information and either bring in a real estate agent or somebody else. And they're all going to struggle with it, because now you're missing a will. It's even more complicated. So it's going to cost money and time to get it. So you have to have a really good deal. If she's not interested in doing a really good deal, she can't sell the property until she goes through the full probate and the whole 9 yards. And it's going to take a lot of time and energy. So I would gauge her motivation and just make her an offer on it. If she signs it, if she's legally obligated or not, it'll at least show you her intentions. I would test that out before I do anything out, because the reality, this one will probably take $3,000 to $5,000 to get clear title and get it to the finish line. So test her out. If she wants retail, don't waste your time with it, and tell her when you get, if something changes, give me a call. I can probably offer you the services to get this thing done. But don't give her the information until she wants to do a deal with you, because you can't give it away. This is the point where you actually have to make money in wholesale. And you have to have a lawyer, a title company, and very, very good people along the way. But if there's no profit in there, where are you going to take it to pay for all the stuff? So I do pre-probate deals like this all the time, only on highly motivated sellers, because I don't want to risk all this time and money if it's not going to work out.
Exactly.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does.
So find a price that makes sense, that you could absorb $5,000 in junk, because that's what it's going to take to get it to the finish line.
Yeah.
And I'll show you, if you want to go further, if she decides to do it, reach out to us. I'll show you how to write the contract. I'll even do a little recording for you. People that need pre-probate help, you have to get the deepest discounts, because you're taking risk and you're doing a lot of work from. You're doing the services of 3 or 5 other people she'd have to go out and hire and do. So there's a service you create win-win, but if she's not going to give you a good deal, you can't reach that far. So test her motivation, give her an offer, and see if you can get a number that works. And then if she has a high number, then she can take it to market. She can't sell it. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Okay.
And leave the door open, because she's never going to be able to sell that property.
I agree.
All right. I'll probably call back in sometime.
Yeah. Go with a low number, because it's a lot of time and risk. So you're probably looking at 6 months of legwork and attorney's fees. I'm telling you, it's gonna be $5,000. I've done these things, but I'm willing to put up $5,000 if I can make $30,000 to $50,000. I'll do it all day long. But I can't do both. I can't give you a high price and do all this stuff. You've got to take the negotiated price. So if she wants to get rid of it and she's sick of it, focus on what she wants to accomplish is selling the property, and see if you can achieve it. But don't try to go 10, 15 grand under the retail number. It's not going to work.
Yeah. And if there's title problems already, lock it up for the lowest you can. And I hate to say this, but have title work, do the hard work. You're not the one doing the hard work on it.
Yeah.
And then if you get clear title, boom, you can wholesale it. But you remember, you get paid in proportions to the problem you solve. This is a huge problem. No other person's going to help except for a wholesaler like this. So
no realtor can help this person out.
Go help the seller out, man.
See if you can help them out, and understanding this might take more than one meeting to take down. So make sure you build that rapport and get that connection with them, and just understand what are her options. Either she can keep renting it out and letting the property go in the worst disrepair, and use leverage in the current market condition. Prices are going down, interest rates are going up, and the deferred maintenance is getting worse and worse every month on that property. So use that incentive to try to get her to initiate sort of motion on it. But doing it on her own, she'll never do it.
Okay. I'll let you guys know how that goes at some point, and I'll definitely contact her tomorrow like I planned.
Okay.
I had one more question about a different scenario. It was basically a creative financing case, potentially. I contacted this gentleman, and he wanted $450,000 for his house, and looking around the area, they sell for around $300,000. And I found out that he owes the banks about $320,000 because he has 2 mortgages out on this house. So I was wondering, should I go ahead with doing subject twos, since I haven't really done my first deal yet, or should I kind of steer away?
How much does he want to sell it for?
He wanted $460,000, but the second time I talked to him, I told him the prices around the neighborhood, just to kind of give him a reality check. And I told him if he really wants to squeeze as much out of the house as he can, then probably put it on the MLS. But Steve, yeah, he wanted $460,000.
What price were you guys at?
I didn't give him a price right away, but he gave me $460,000, and I told him around $300,000 for the prices in the area. So I'd imagine he thinks somewhere around there.
Here's the thing, Steve. Let's say creative financing, you always have to give what the seller wants, right?
Yeah, that's the whole idea.
If he owes $320,000, what wholesaler or creative finance wizard will give $140,000 $1,000 of a down payment to take over the mortgage. That is ridiculous. That's over half.
No, you can't.
That doesn't work. Subject twos, 5, 10, 15, 20. I've seen 40 at most, but that's a pretty big deal.
For more advanced
At
people.
140, dude, that ain't gonna work, dude.
It's just too much. Giving that much money, you have to
Yeah.
take complete control of the deal and cash it out. It's just too much.
Now,
Unless it's a
subject
commercial property.
Some subject to people are going to fight me on this, but that is way too much to give up. And then you think of rental arbitrage with that. The ROI is not there. The ROI on subject to deals is when there's no equity. This guy's got a lot of equity, dude.
Well, he has negative equity. He owes
Negative?
Yeah. He
How much does he owe?
he has one mortgage out for $90K and another one for like I think 230 or so, 230K.
So he owes 320,000. So it's worth less than 320,000.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
From how the houses are selling around that area. Yeah.
So you think his house? So you think his house is worth how much?
I think maybe 300.
Okay.
If we squeeze it.
So here's the thing. Unfortunately, if he's at 460, it's going to be very hard for him to even do a subject to deals. Only work when the seller is happy about the price. Anything below 450, my guess he's not going to be happy with, because if he's ever upset during the subject to, you're going to get in trouble. Am I wrong? I just
you have such a disparity.
Yeah.
Like it's if he's not willing to even approach like the market price, I just don't know where you go with it. Like you can't. A lot of people like creative finance. You can pay whatever you want. No, like so. Would you be willing to pay him 460? And say even if you put down 10 or 20 grand, it's a terrible deal. You got to check on the creative financing, but like when you have to sell it in 2 to 5 years, what are you going to do?
So the best case scenario, and this is unfortunately it's not going to happen, but you decide to buy at 340, you give him 20K and you take over the mortgage. That's honestly the thing. Or you do it for 330.
Yeah,
but
is the house in good shape?
It's in decent shape. Mostly everything has been renovated within the past 4 or 5 years, except for an unfurnished or unfinished laundry room.
Yeah, Steve, if he won't take 330 cash, he's not going to take 330 subject to.
Yeah.
So
you can't like so the
don't squeeze the deal, man.
You can't make someone do a wholesale deal. You definitely can't make them do a creative financing deal. It's got to be like they got to kind of a creative financing. It should be the final solution. Like, hey, if you don't take this, you could just wait for the bank to foreclose on it. And that's why creative financing can be so attractive, especially in today's market. But remember, you can't make them take it. So if you're not close there, you go back and revisit them in a few months and see what it is, because the market will be brutal then.
Yep. Just do that. Wait him out.
Okay.
Follow up.
Yeah, because I got him from a foreclosure list. So
he's in la la land right
he's
now.
Delusional.
So
like we're still not there.
Let reality hit him. He'll contact you like 4 days before the auction.
And there's nothing you're going to be able. There's not much you're going to be able to do.
I hate to say it, man, but just follow up, man. That's all you can do. I want it to be a deal, but he's too delusional right now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you both for helping me out today.
All right.
Okay.
Keep it up.
Good luck, man.